Well, let's turn our attention now to some politics. Preparations are in top gear for the 16th November off-cycle governorship election in ONDO State. And APC already commenced the sale of nomination and expression of interest forms and delegate forms. I'm joined by perhaps the only woman in the race within the APC, Funmi Waheed-Adekojo. She joins me live from our Abuja studio. Funmi Ayike, thank you so much for joining us on the program. So the Punch is reporting that you are the first ONDO aspirant to pick up the 10 million naira expression of interest form to officially enter the race for APC governorship ticket. Were you trying to prove a point getting the form first?
Hi, good evening. It's so good to be here. And thanks for having me. Being the first person to pick the ONDO State gubernatorial form wasn't something deliberate. I went in because it was the due date and the time to pick the form. And I got in to discover that I actually was the first person to be there. So to me, it's like divine because it's our time. I will always be whole one. That's it.
Let's talk about the form for a bit. So female aspirants and persons with disabilities are given concession to only procure the expression of interest form while the nomination form is free. As a female aspirant, do you feel that that is necessary? You know, some have said such consideration already puts women in a disadvantaged position relative to men. Are they trying to say you can afford 40 million naira to purchase the form?
I just want to say on that we should, first of all, use the opportunity to say happy birthday to our dear President, His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Dr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for being a man of women. I mean, a man that believes so much in what women can do, in the power of a woman. Then let me now come down to the issue of having the expression of interest only for the women and making the form free. I tell you, women out there can pay the full payment. But because we have a father who believes so much and want to advise and encourage the women to come on board, coupled with the recent approval of FEC, that it just institutionalized 30% of women to be in the government. I think that is just a way of encouraging more women to come on board, because Baba knows that this time in Nigeria, women have the solution at times. I give kudos to him. I will say thank you on behalf of other women. We are grateful.
So the only time, perhaps the only time we've had a female governor, I think it was in Anambra, and it was because, you know, Peter Obi was impeached. Nigeria is yet to have its first democratically elected female governor. So let's cut to the chase. They say in an election like this, there are two types of people, contenders and pretenders. Which are you?
Hello.
Yes, I'm asking that, you know, some have said that you are fronting, for instance, for the governor, who they say is your political godfather. How do you react to talks of this nature? Do you think you are a contender in this election?
I don't know where that is coming from, that I'm standing in for a governor or whatever, and I'm not also a contender against anyone. I am here as a qualified aspirant for ONDO State gubernatorial race, and because I also know that our people right now, they want change. They are tired of the entire chaos in ONDO State. So I know the solution that ONDO State needs right now is women. So that is why I'm here, to represent them and make that solution to be in place. And then secondly, you know, if you want to be true to ourselves, the entire APC knows that there is need for someone right now to quickly come on board and rescue the party from losing this gubernatorial race to another party, because of the inside crisis in APC. So let's just summon a woman of insight who knows that if I don't come in to rescue our party, I'm telling you, we might not be able to cope in November. So maybe women think faster than men. And I'm here to save the nation and to save the APC party. Thank you.
I'm a little bit surprised because your party has the incumbent governor who also wants to run. There are other big wigs that, you know, people considered political heavyweights who are also contending for the ticket. How do you intend to get the ticket when there is an incumbent governor who is intending to run?
You know, getting the ticket of APC is not something I want to even contend about because the ticket is mine. You know why I said that? The race is simple, and everybody in Ondo State believes so much in zoning, which I am a woman of zoning. I love zoning. So if you want to be fair to us in the north, which our former governor, the late Akechi, came from, everybody in Ondo State knows that we haven't finished our term. That is the first point. And everybody in Ondo State knows that our governor, the former late governor Akechi, was the one that completed the entire zoning of the recent one they played. So if you are to be fair to us and fair to the dead, if we are the one that waited patiently to complete in the entire zoning of a state, and that same constitution did not finish their terms, and the same death took away the governor, and the South still came on board after enjoying their 8 months and take our position to finish for us, it will be unfair for anyone from the north not to come out, because if we didn't come out, that means we lose our zone, because it's still our home. It has not been, it is still us that owns it. So if I don't come out, because me the only one that came out from the north right now, that means we will have just lost what belongs to us. So that is what I'm
Interestingly,
and I know.
They say there's an unwritten agreement in Ondo State on this zoning that you have talked about. And from everyone who I've spoken with, they seem to know which region is next, but it's not Ondo North. But let's leave that aside for today. We have to go now. Precisely tell us what you're bringing on board. What experience do you think you have to be able to contend, and what problems are you coming to solve?
Okay. Let me just tell you my problem that I'm coming to solve for Ondo State. I've already called it high C. What do I by high C? High C, EA. And the first I stand for infrastructure, which everyone in those states, we have the best infrastructure system that you can ever imagine. The second high is investors, bringing a lot of investors through the approval of the recent deep sea port that were given to us. Thank God we have the marine and the blue economy being established in Ondo State right now, which are yet to be utilized. I will make the great state to be one of the greatest states that every investor will be interested in coming into. Let me rush down to my letter S, security. One days ago, I saw what women were crying that the Chinese venture into the blah, 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 they didn't allow them to farm all these terrible things in the country. I'm going to consolidate on what our former late activity have done in terms of security, and announce it to be a place, and those will be a place whereby our people can go to farm without threat, without being afraid. Then let me rush to my education, which you all know is when your state is established in education. When you have a good educational system for your people, you know, you can imagine how far the state will be developed, even better than international world. And I come back to my word, hey, agriculture, which we all know there will be food bank. Everything called agriculture in the industry will be enhanced. And our farmer will no longer struggle to see who buys their things when they come from the farm. So my high C is on board to come back. Thank you.
We're going to talk more about that subsequently, but let's see how it goes with the primary election. Funmi Anyike, thank you so much for talking to us, and we wish you all the best, in your future political endeavors.